Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter to dig his heels in with Ridge. Latterly, Ridge remissions with Eric and Steffi on what to do next about Forrester Creations. We will see if Carter and Ridge can patch effects up. Indeed, though Ridge and Carter did partake in grasp, which Hope walked by on, do anticipate effects to settle down. Grounded on the spoilers for the rest of the week, it sounds like Carter isn't going to give the company back to the Forrester family. While Carter does feel shamefaced, he's too stubborn to give up now. Ridge walked in on Carter passing a low, but Carter will put his game face back on. Hope will presumably contend to Carter that she's not the bone. Using him, the Forresters are. Brooke has mentioned to Hope that she's turning this into a war. So it sounds like the LLC scheme will just get further violent. Ridge will go back home after his converse with Carter. Ridge might report that Carter is surely not happy despite the company's palm. Ridge might also let his favorite Bones know about Carter's bleeding hand and how it had to do with Hope. While Ridge is streamlining everyone, he'll also try to map. Sure, Steffi and Daphne are working on a plan. In the meantime, Ridge, Eric, and Steffi will suppose about what differently they can do. Steffi brought up that Brooke can prove she's on their side by getting Hope to drop this LLC scheme. Hope can drop out right now, but it's Carter's name on those documents. The only way I see this going is someone tricking Carter into signing director papers, just as he did to Ridge and Steffi. It's just a matter of who ends up making it be. There's also the situation with John Finnegan chancing out he's Luna Nozawa's bio pater. Latterly this week, Luna will also meet Remy Price. Ridge, Steffi, and Eric putting their heads together to uncrown Carter and Hope. It promises to be a day full of drama, and you wouldn't want to miss a single nanosecond of the show. Carter and Hope use some sneaky paperwork to take over Forrester Creations. Ridge and Eric are floored that Carter turned on them the way he did, and they do'n't love that they've been unceremoniously demurred out of the company they spent so numerous times erecting. Steffi is back working at the company, biding her time until her big plan with Daphne works. Ridge asked them to keep it clean with Hope and Carter a while ago. Steffi may be the one to expose poppy treason to Lee. Will Steffi deliver a stranding ball to the sisters' new bond? Lee was shamed of herself once her proposition about Jack being Luna bio pater was proven wrong. After Jack and Poppy vehemently denied ever sleeping together, the maternity test showed Jack was Aunt Luna's father. We know that was a wake-up call for Lee, who now feels like she carried gratuitous resentment for Poppy all these times. Lee wants to make effects right and will continue to take Way in a positive direction when it comes to reconnecting with Poppy. Lee will offer another sincere reason and hope Poppy can get once all her harsh treatment. Poppy is eventually getting a new morning with Lee, and a real chance to have her family in her life. Still, Poppy wouldn't be suitable to completely enjoy it since Finn keeps averring he's going to tell Steffi the verity. Now that Finn knows Luna is his son, he feels like he has to give Steffi updates on that jaw-dropping news. Still, Steffi's going to lose it over Poppy sleeping with her 18-time-old consanguineous whoreson and getting pregnant by him. If Finn goes through with this concession, there's a good chance Steffi will rant about Poppy being a bloodsucker and eventually track her down for a battle. Indeed, if Finn detaments his admission, we all know Steffi's going to learn the whole unattractive story ultimately. It's just a matter of time until Steffi unleashes her fury on Poppy, so she may do it in front of Lee and warn her to the secret Poppy's been keeping. It's easy to imagine Steffi shambling in on a warm moment between Poppy and Lee. Steffi may intrude a clinch and contend that Lee will want nothing to do with Poppy once she hears what her family's been hiding. Will Steffi be the one to blow up Poppy's world and destroy the bond she's forming with Lee? Will Steffi expose Poppy's treason and force her to face Lee's wrath next? Lee and Poppy's relationship will be worse than ever soon, so stick with us for further prognostications on all the drama that's brewing. Luna isn't going stir-crazy at Bill Mance, but she's restless, and her mood implies that she'll follow in her mama's pattern of recklessness at some point soon. It's accessible that someone who turned her life and numerous others outside out and ended 2 lives in the process would be unsettled. She wants to believe that eventual redemption is possible, and Bill is encouraging her to consider a brighter future. Still, Poppy unanticipated appearance signals that Luna's thing might be more readily attainable than she or Bill believes. Poppy's hunt for her son led her to where Luna is living, but Park's character had no way of realizing that adulatory reality. Poppy managed to keep her secret hidden for roughly 2 decades. She designedly didn't seek to confirm that Finn was Luna's father as a means of not knowing the verity. Finn is furious and has rejected Poppy's plea that he shouldn't tell Steffi that Luna is his child. He wants his woman to know about this significant disclosure in his life. Meanwhile, Poppy wants to tell Luna who her father is but was suddenly unfit to because she's no longer held at the captivity. That led her to Bill and allowed Luna to eavesdrop her mama's remorse. Luna participated in recreating dream she's been having with Bill. In it, she sees Finn, Steffi, and their children. But the Finnegan family treats her like a monster, except for Finn. He offers a look that appears to be rueful. Also, Luna sees a string attached to her and feels a link to Finn. She also described a feeling she couldn't explain in words but felt like it was in her stomach. That suspicion relates to the enduring maternity riddle that her pater just answered with 2 tests he conducted. Yamada's incapability to understand her near agony is natural. It also underscores that she senses a connection with Finn, which will soon be verified in a way that changes everything ever. He and Poppy weren't related, which has been dotted in dialogue multitudinous times. Finn lately said that he was 18 times old and that Poppy was aged than him by a significant periphery, with her age being undetermined. It feels like Poppy was in her early to mid-20s, but that modest age gap in their genetic family connection wouldn't mean a thing when Lee learns this super stunner. She'll be furious and feel that her dubitation of Poppy is vindicated. For a brief period, the focus will shift to Poppy's tone, described reckless jest. Finn's scrutiny should follow, and Luna's eventual tone reveal or exposure will be. She clearly has the power in her hands right now. There's heavy enterprise suggesting Brooke is about to get really nasty with Steffi and Daphne. Over here on a discussion that Steffi and Daphne had together, although she didn't hear all of the details from the morning to the end. This will lead her to believe that the 2 women are colluding a new plan, and of course, Brooke is going to be all on top of it. There's also a good chance that Brooke is going to suppose that Daphne wants to steal Carter for herself, not knowing that her plan is actually different than what it seems. It goes without saying that the internet clearly did have a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some suckers and critics of the show indeed reflected with, Brooke should be the one to get the company back, not Steffi. That way people will see she's a woman of her word and Crest can eat all his words for calling her a fabricator. Another critic wrote, yes, or at least get caught looking shamefaced. But I'm more interested to see how Brooke handles Daphne. Does she turn them in? Or does she blackmail Daphne for her secret scent so she can betray her fortune down from his brownie? And also there was this comment as well, I do'n't suppose it'll go that far, but wouldn't it be funny if Brooke went back in the lab only to find that there's some kind of illegal medicine in that incense? Eric, Ridge and Zend are having a converse in the Forrester living room. Eric is concerned and offended by the recent achievement at Forrester, especially with Brooke's participation. He knows for Ridge this treason cuts deep. Ridge agrees, saying he can't ever be with a woman who would do similar effects to his family and their company. Zend pipes up asking if that's why he's now with Taylor. Brooke and Taylor are drooling at Steffi's sandhouse. They're each alone, but Taylor warns her not to get physical as she did with Ridge. Brooke assures her she's only there to sputter. Taylor acknowledges she has a lot going on, but Brooke notes how she's taking full advantage of the situation. Brooke feels silly for not realizing they would end up in a hall of war with Ridge, formerly again. She says what hurts the most is Taylor picked her in the reverse.